Let's take a look here in the New York Times at what it does whenever you go on a Jillian Michaels, the Biggest Loser diet. Let's figure out where their bodies are then and now. Let's see. He stepped on a scale evening December 9th. He weighed just 191 pounds, down from 430, dressed in a t-shirt, knee-length shirts, very lean. But in the years since, more than 100 pounds have crept back into his 5'11" frame. Yet the experience was a little bit bitter and disappointing. A gift of science, a study of season 8's contestants has yielded surprising new discoveries about the physiology of obesity that help explain why so many people struggle successfully to keep weight off that they lose. Kevin Hall, a scientist in Federal Research Center who admits to a weakness for reality TV, had the idea to follow the Biggest Loser contestants for 6 years after the victorious right. The project was still first to measure what happened. The people longed 6 years after they had lost a large amount, blah, 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 with intensive. So the project was the first to measure what happened to people over as long as 6 years after they had lost large amounts of weight with intensive dieting and exercise. Intensive dieting and exercise. I won't be victim to this. It's the hand I've been dealt. Danny Chill, weight before the show 430, after 191, now 295. Now burns 800 fewer calories a day than would be expected for a man his size. Wow, calories in versus calories out doesn't work very well. Researchers knew that just about anyone who deliberately loses weight, even if they start a normal weight or an underweight, will have a slower metabolism when the diet ends. So there was no surprise to see the Biggest Loser contestants had slow metabolism when the show ended. What shocked the researchers was that what happened next. As the years went and the members stepped on the scale, it climbed. The contestants' metabolism did not recover. They became even slower, and the pounds kept piling on. It was as if their bodies were intensifying their effort to pull the contestants back to their original weight. This is called homeostasis. If you guys don't know what homeostasis is, it's your body trying to achieve a level of balance. And if you rush it too fast and you lose weight too fast, you will not achieve homeostasis. Calories in versus calories out, and these Jillian Michaels diets of forcing yourself into losing weight is a recipe for disaster. Mr. Cahill was one of the worst off. As he regained more than 100 pounds, his metabolism slowed so much that just to maintain his current weight of 295 pounds, he now has to eat 800 calories a day less than a typical man his size. Anything more turns to fat. The struggles the contestants went through to explain why it's been so hard to make headway against the nation's obesity problem, which afflicts more than 1/3 of American adults. Despite spending billions of dollars on weight loss drugs and dieting programs, even the most motivated are working against their own biology. Here's a chart for you nerds out there. So if you see the chart here, the starting weight, everybody drops, right? These two guys come way down here and dropped all this weight. And then slowly as time passes, creep up, creep up, creep up, creep up. Now this guy's stuck here. He's gained it all back 6 years later. Well, not all of it, half of it back. This guy here shot up almost immediately and gained the majority of his weight back, and then had stomach surgery right here and dropped himself back down to where he's about half, a little bit less than half of his lowest at the Biggest Loser. So you guys see that this theory of calories in versus calories out is a disaster. Slowing metabolism as of the start of the competition here. So this is a chart showing where they started metabolism-wise and the start of the competition, and 6 years later how literally all contestants have slower metabolism today than they did 6 years ago and burn fewer calories than expected when at rest. So all of these contestants that lost weight dropped their metabolism substantially, where this guy's metabolism was off the chart up here when he actually at this point 6 years later, he's burning, let's see, he's burning 400 less. Well, a little bit more than that actually. It's probably closer to 550 calories less. This person here is burning almost 600 calories less. This person here is burning 800 fewer calories less, and all these gray ones in between are other people as well. They're all burning less calories than when they started, and they're all gaining their weight back pretty much. The experience shows that the body will fight back for years, and that Dr. Michael Schwartz, an obesity and diabetes researcher who is a professor of medicine at the University of Washington, is new and important. The key point here is that you can be on TV, you can lose enormous amounts of weight, you can go for 6 years, you can go on for 6 years, but you can't get away from the basic biological reality, said Dr. Schwartz, who was not involved in the study. As long as your weight, your body is going to try to get you back. That's called homeostasis. That's what I was just talking about earlier, and that's just my definition, but it's a pretty good definition. Your body is trying to achieve a level of balance. So if you were at 400 pounds for 20 years, and then all of a sudden you went on the Jillian Michaels program, calories in versus calories out, and starved yourself in starvation mode, safety mode, and put yourself right back in a position to where you drop all this weight crazy fast. You never lower that, almost like debt ceiling. You never lower that homeostasis level slowly so your body readjusts to a new level, and it tries to fight its way right back to the way that it was before. The show's Dr. Robert Huizinga says he expected the contestants' metabolic rate to fall just after the show, but was hoping for a smaller drop. He questioned, though, whether the measurement 6 years later was accurate, but maintaining a weight loss is difficult, he said, which is why he tells contestants that they should exercise at least 9 hours a week and monitor their diets to keep weight off. Unfortunately, many contestants are unable to find or afford adequate ongoing support and exercise doctors, psychologists, sleep specialists, and trainers, and that's something we all need to work hard to change. The study's findings published on Monday in the Journal of Obesity are part of a scientific push to answer some of the most fundamental questions on obesity. Researchers are figuring out why being fat makes so many people develop diabetes and other medical conditions. It's not being fat that's making people develop diabetes. It's the constant chronic intake of refined carbohydrates and sugar over and over and over again, where you're constantly taxing insulin, and then you become insulin resistant, and then this is what creates the diabetic case. It's not being overweight. Just because you're fat doesn't mean you have diabetes, you goofball. They are starting to unravel the reasons bariatric surgery allows most people to lose significant amounts of weight when dieting so often fails, and they are looking to a fresh medical care for obese people. The hope is that this will work eventually to lead new therapies and treat obesity and chronic disease can help the weight get under control for life. Most people have tried to lose weight and know how hard it is to keep the weight off, but many blame themselves when the pounds come back. But what obesity research has consistently shown is that dieters are at the mercy of their own bodies, which muster hormones and alter metabolic rate and pull them back to their old weights, whether that is hundreds of pounds or more than 10 to 15 pounds. Many people are trying to keep it off. This is why it's better to do it extremely slow. She went 248 to 173. Now she's back up to 205. Now burns 437 less calories per day than before. This guy here, 444 pounds down to 289. Now he weighs 450. Burns 458 lower calories a day than a man his size would typically burn. I think I've said enough, guys. This is the Jillian Michaels diet program. So tell me why keto doesn't work again, Jillian Michaels. Why your method is so much better. Why all these people are gaining their weight back and getting more healthy or more unhealthy and more sick. Explain that, since you're a expert opinion, and that's all it is. Opinion on keto is what it is. You are a fraud, a liar, and you are a con artist, a really good scam artist. So I hope you enjoy looking at all these people that you have metabolically destroyed and ruined their lives by giving them a taste of what it's like to be at a healthier body size, yet not really healthy, because you helped destroy them even more, gave them unrealistic expectations, and set them up for a path and roller coaster ride of destruction. So good job. Good job forcing them into weight loss and making their metabolism slower. I hope you're happy with yourself. Okay, this is your Keto Mechanic. I'm signing out.